A very good afternoon, my dear students. Welcome back to Geography class. Lesson India Climate. We will discuss now India climatic conditions and the influence of climate, different factors influence the climate in India, all these things. Climatic conditions influence our lives in many ways. The types of crops cultivated in an area depend largely on the climatic conditions prevailing there. For example, wheat is not grown in the warm southern parts of India, but in the cool and dry weather of North India. Heat waves and cold waves cause a lot of damage to lives and crops. Cyclones cause great damage to life and property, especially in the coastal areas. Therefore, it is necessary to know about the climatic conditions that prevail in different parts of our country. India is a large country having a wide diversity of physical features. The climatic conditions also vary a great deal from one region to another region. In India itself, we have different types of varieties of climatic conditions, especially these two are influenced by temperature, climatic conditions are influenced by temperature and rainfall. Mainly, climatic conditions are influenced by two factors, that is temperature and rainfall. So, with the help of temperature and rainfall, we can determine the place, climatic conditions of the place. For example, means in what way? The studying the temperature conditions is to consider difference in temperature between the hottest and coolest months. If the temperature in a year, the difference between the temperature in the between the hottest month and coolest months is, if you find, that is known as annual range of temperature. Once again I repeat, in a year, in 12 months, in a given particular place, if they calculate the temperatures in 12 months, the difference between the hottest month temperature as well as the coolest month's temperature, if you calculate, that is known as the annual range of temperature. Annual range of temperature. So, if any question has been asked you to find what is the annual range of temperature in a given place, means already it will be given to you in the table form, in the form of table. Starting from January to December, 12 months temperatures will be given. You have to take the hottest temperature, hottest month's temperature and coolest month's temperature. These two you have to find the difference. Difference means, what is that in mathematics? You have to subtract. This is known as annual range temperature. Now, of these stations, of if any given place, if annual range temperature is not much more, is less than 10 degrees Celsius, means usually the places which are located near the sea and those equatorial regions record low annual range of temperature. Here, low annual range of temperature means, I will tell you, my dear students, if the difference between hottest month's temperature and coolest month's temperature is less than 10 degrees Celsius. I will give you in a mathematical digits only. Like in a hottest month, in the month of June or some June, it might be 35 degrees Celsius, and in the coolest month the temperature is 26 degrees Celsius. Hottest month 35, coolest month it was found 26 degrees Celsius. What is the difference between these two? 35 minus 26, it is 9 degrees Celsius. If the difference between the hottest and coolest months is less than 10 degrees Celsius, that place we can consider as it enjoys equable climate. What is that? Equable climate. In one sentence, I would like to tell that climate having low difference in temperatures between summer and winter, that is between hottest and coolest months, that climate is known as equable climate. Where do we can enjoy equable type of climate means, especially the places located near the sea. Now, extreme climate. What is this extreme climate? The climate having high difference in temperatures between summer and winter. That means in the between hottest month and the coolest month, if the variation in the temperature is more than 10 degrees Celsius. For example, if you take Delhi, in the months of summer months, it may record around 40 degrees Celsius like that, and during the winter season, it may record sometimes 10 degrees Celsius, even below 10 degrees Celsius also. So what is the difference between hottest and coolest? It may take more than 30 degrees Celsius also. So if the difference between hottest and coolest months, or between summer and winter, the temperature between the temperature is difference is more than 10 degrees Celsius, or it is high, that type of climate is known as extreme climate. So which places enjoy extreme type of climate in India means the places especially which are far away from the sea. That is why if you see Delhi, during the summers it is extreme hot, during winters it is extreme cold. So this type of cold climate is known as extreme climate. And if you take Chennai or Kochi or some coastal areas, places which are close to the sea, coastal areas, this variation will be very low between hottest and coolest. So these coastal areas which are close to the sea, that places enjoy equable type of climate. So these three concepts are also very important in 10th standard geography. If you keep remember, well, it will be helpful for you. The annual range of temperature, how to calculate the annual range of temperature, just the difference in the temperatures between hottest and coolest months. Next, equable type of climate. If the difference of temperature is having low, means less than 10 degrees Celsius, it is equable, places located near the sea. Next, extreme type of climate. Then you understood the concept, right? Now we will see different factors affecting the climate of India, especially, of course, mainly as I told that climate is influenced by two main factors, that is temperature and rainfall. Temperature and rainfall. Besides that temperature and rainfall, we shall also study the factors responsible, some other causes, especially which shows the differences in the temperature and rainfall. What are the other factors gives why there will be variation in the temperature and rainfall? If there is variation in temperature and rainfall, climate also will be changed. So why there is variation means different factors influence the variation in temperature and rainfall. Let us see, that is latitude, distance surrounding seas, relief features, next altitude, winds and pressure, then intertropical convergence zone, it's not much more important, just jet streams. All these 6 factors we will discuss. The first one, latitude. The position of the place, latitudinal position of the place influence the temperature, as well as especially it influences the latitudinal position of a place influences the temperature. In this way, temperature influences the climate. The most important factor affecting the climate of India is location, latitudinal location. We know that Tropic of Cancer passes through the middle of India, that is 23.5 degrees north latitude. Tropic of Cancer passes through the middle of India. This region the region to its south experiences tropical climate. That means it is close, it lies in the tropical zone or torrid zone. Do you remember? It has been divided into 3 major climatic zones, that is tropical zone, temperate zone, frigid zone. The earth is divided under 3 climatic zones. The place which lies below the Tropic of Cancer, India, the South India enjoys, it lies in this region, locates in the tropical zone, tropical climate or torrid zone. In this region, the sun's rays are nearly vertical throughout the year and seasonal variation in temperature are low. Seasonal variation in temperature also comparatively North India. And one more interesting fact, this South India is surrounded by water bodies. Most parts are close to the sea. As we have discussed already, the places which are close to the located near to the sea, there will be temperature difference will be low, right? So obviously there won't be much more variations in the seasons also. Of course, the people do, for example, those who live in South India, southern India, we have some variations in the temperature, in seasons like summer, winter, rainy season. Comparatively, North Indians, we don't have much more variations. That means 365 days throughout the years, almost we enjoy equal type of climate. Got it? But if you go to North India, especially Ladakh or Delhi and these places, Rajasthan, these places, during summer season it is extreme hot. During winter season it is extreme cold. Okay, but comparatively us, we people also have different variations in seasonal variations, but still there is no much more differences in climate which we are feeling. Right? On the other hand, the region to the north, that is above the Tropic of Cancer, or the places which lie in 30 degrees north latitudes, enjoys the temperate zone. Especially the Ladakh region experiences high temperature in summer and a severely cold in winter. Even Delhi also. Okay, this is due to the fact that is far from the sea and it is surrounded by the lofty Himalayas in the north. This mountain range acts as a climatic divide to form a barrier and prevent the movement of cold air from Central Asia into the Indian subcontinent. So it is stopping the, it is just like stopping the winds which are coming from Central Asia, Himalayas. Ladakh is located close to Himalayas and it is far from the sea, Ladakh, right? One reason, since it is far away from the sea, it obviously enjoys the extreme type of climate. And second factor, that is Himalayas which are close to Ladakh, they act as a climatic divide and they are stopping as the barriers which prevent the movement of the cold air which is coming from the Central Asia to Indian subcontinent. So in this way, the latitudinal position or the location, latitudinal location of a place influences the climate. The latitude, the place which is close to the equator or below the Tropic of Cancer, which lies in the tropical climate, that is South India enjoys moderate type of climate. On the other hand, North Indians enjoy the extreme type of climate because they are located above the Tropic of Cancer in temperate zone. Latitudinal position influences in this way. Next factor which influences the climate, that is surrounding seas. Already we have discussed about how does the surrounding sea or how do the surrounding seas influence the climate. Peninsular India, that is South India, is surrounded by seas on three sides. These seas have an moderating effect on the temperature of the coastal regions. For example, in Maharashtra, Mumbai has an equable climate, while Nagpur in the interior experiences an extreme climate because Mumbai is close to the sea. On the other hand, Nagpur is far away to the sea. That is why Nagpur experiences extreme type of climate. Next, while Nagpur is in the interior experiences an extreme climate. A second effect of the surrounding seas is that they provide moisture to the onshore winds and increase the humidity. The monsoon winds absorb a lot of moisture when they pass over the seas and bring about heavy rainfall in the coastal plains. The Bay of Bengal is the source of tropical cyclones that cause heavy rainfall in August to September. Here I will explain you. Surrounding seas influences the temperature as well as rainfall of the coastal places also. In what way it influences the temperature, I have explained you. Keeping in the moderate way, surrounding seas. Second one, it influences the rainfall also. The places which are close to the sea, especially the coastal areas which are close to the sea, the winds which are blowing over the water bodies from the Arabian Sea as well as this side from Bay of Bengal, whatever the winds which are blowing over the water bodies, they carry a lot of moisture and they cause heavy rainfall in the close places. Okay, for example, Western Ghats are located in the western. In the previous class, we have discussed about the physical features of our India. Western Ghats are located in the western part as the boundary. So the winds, southwest monsoon winds which are blowing from Arabian Sea, they hit the Western Ghats, and while they are blowing over the water bodies, they carry a lot of moisture and causes a lot of rainfall on the western part of Western Ghats. On the other hand, by the time they move by the Western Ghats and reach to the eastern part of Western Ghats, the moisture content will be less and the other side will remain in the rain shadow region. Got it? In this way, it influences surrounding seas influences by giving a lot of rainfall close to the places, and it maintains the moderate temperature. Temperature and rainfall are influenced. Now relief features, that is mountains or mountain ranges or hills, how do they influence the climate? We'll see. The Himalayas act as a climatic divide and force the winds to ascend up the slopes. This produces heavy rainfall on the windward slope. Even as I have told that Himalayas, when they act as a climatic barriers. Barriers means to stop the winds which are blowing very severely from Central Asia, and they are prevailing us from extreme cold. If there are no Himalayas located, we would have struggled a lot the cold Siberian winds which are blowing from Central Asia. The cold Siberian winds, even Asia climatic zones you discussed, you learnt already, right? These Himalayas acting as the barriers to stop extreme cold winds. In one way they are influencing relief features. Mountain ranges are influencing in this way. And one more thing, the cold winds, they are influencing in the way. What about the winds which are carrying moisture? Already we discussed in case of Western Ghats. Obviously, the winds which are carrying a lot of moisture, which are blowing over the water bodies, these mountains, Western Ghats or Aravalli mountains or Himalayas, if they hit this place in mountain ranges, they cause lot of rainfall. It depends on the amount of moisture which carried by the air. Okay. Now, the other part of the mountain range will be obviously remain in rain shadow region. Windward side and leeward side. It is known as windward side and leeward side. So, the moisture content where there is more and causes heavy rainfall, that is known as windward side. The other side is known as leeward side or rain shadow region. Now, the leeward slope is rain shadow region which is dry and receives very little rainfall. The steep western slope of the Western Ghats receives heavy rainfall as it faces the monsoon winds. The opposite eastern slopes are in the rain shadow region. Mahabaleshwar, located on the crest of the Western Ghats, gets 625 centimeters of annual rainfall, whereas Pune, located a few kilometers away to the east of the Western Ghats, gets annual rainfall of only 70 centimeters. Just what is the difference between these two places? Few kilometers variation, few kilometers only, but in rainfall there is a lot of variation. Okay, why? Because they are located on the windward side and leeward side. The places which are located on the windward side experiences more rainfall. The places which are in the leeward side, they will be considered as rain shadow region. That is very less amount of rainfall. Next factor which influences the climate is altitude. Altitude means height above the sea level. Okay. Mountain ranges also experiences lower temperature owing to their altitude. Temperature decreases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius for every 165 meters. This is known as the lapse rate of temperature. For each 165 meters, if we are moving above the earth's surface, that means if we are ascending above, for each 165 meters of ascent, there will be 1 degree Celsius temperature will be lesser. Got it? That means the higher the altitude, the lesser will be the temperature. The higher the altitude, the lesser will be the temperature. That means the places which are locating at high altitude experiences less temperature. For each 165 meters of height above the sea level, if we are moving above the earth's surface, there will be 1 degree Celsius of less in temperature. That is why people prefer to visit hill stations and hilly regions during summer season. Do you know that why do people like to go during summer season? Those who are living in South India, that is Uti, Kodaikanal, or the people those who are living in North Shimla, Darjeeling, all these places. Why do they prefer? Means hilly areas there will be less temperature. During summer season, people prefer go to hill stations because as one move at high altitude, there will be less in temperature. In this way, it influences the height above the sea level. That is, the altitude also influences the climate. There are many hill stations such as Shimla, Nainital, Darjeeling, Kodaikanal, and Udakamandalam is nothing but Ooty in the mountainous regions that record lower temperatures than the plains. This means that as a whole, I would like to tell that the higher the altitude, the lesser will be the temperature. Next, we will move on to winds and pressure. Due to the differential heating of land and sea, the cool sea breeze blows from sea to land during the day, while at night the cool land breeze blows from land to sea. This has a moderating effect on the day and night temperatures of the coastal regions. The southwest monsoon winds also bring down temperatures in India during the summer season, especially in the months of June, July, August and September also sometimes. These winds blow from a high pressure regions in the Indian Ocean to a low pressure regions in the heated parts of northern India, bringing heavy rainfall. Just as a whole, you keep remember the southwest monsoon winds bring down temperatures in India during summer season, and they blow from high pressure region to low pressure region, and finally they bring in some parts, most parts of India, bringing heavy rainfall. On the other hand, the western disturbances. Here three types of winds mainly blow: the southwest monsoons, northeast monsoons, and the western disturbances influences our Indian climate. The southwest monsoons brings the temperature as low and keeps us moderate. Okay, second thing, same southwest monsoon winds brings heavy rainfall to the coastal areas. Next is other kind of winds which are blowing from western disturbances which are blowing from the Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea, one of the boundary of Africa. From Mediterranean Sea, they blow through these Arabian countries and they come to our India, and these also move from the Mediterranean Sea towards India, and in winter season they bring about little showers in northwest India, especially Punjab and Haryana receives rainfall in the winter. So anytime the question can be asked that which winds brings rainfall to Punjab and Haryana during the winter season, a light rainfall during the winter season, you will have to write the name of the winds, that is western disturbances. Okay, during winter season. Next, one more type of winds, that is northeast monsoons which blow from northeast direction, bring rainfall to Tamil Nadu and some coast of Tamil Nadu coast as well as Andhra coast also. They also bring rainfall during the winter season. These winds pick up some moisture from the Bay of Bengal as they move from the high pressure areas to from North India to the Indian Ocean which has low pressure. Next one, jet streams. We'll move on to jet streams. These also, actually, these jet streams have been named during the Second World War. These Americans sent some planes to to move towards the Japan, and they wanted to send the war planes to move and to take the part in the Second World War. Okay, during that time when these planes were moving at the height above the 1,000 meters and 1,200 meters, they found that they were really feeling very difficulty to move. That means they found some kind of winds are obstructing here. They obstructed the jet planes to move. That is why they have named them as jet streams. Jet streams, okay. They started or stopped these jet planes to move. The winds that much stronger which were blowing. So that is why they were named as jet streams. They are a narrow belt of high speed upper air current blowing about 1200 meters above the earth's surface. These jet streams, actually two types of jet streams. Here when you are mentioning about jet streams, just you write what are jet streams. They are a narrow belt of high speed upper air current blowing above 1200 meters above the earth's surface. These are called as jet streams. And what is the impact of these jet streams? The subtropically westerly jets blow over the Himalayas during winter and influence the western disturbances to move eastward towards India from the Mediterranean Sea. The western disturbances are surface winds and get pulled by the high-speed upper atmosphere jet streams in their direction. In a similar way, the tropical easterly jet streams, of course, the subtropical westerly jet streams blow over the Himalayas during winter. On the other hand, the tropical easterly jet streams blow over peninsular India during summer. Only this point if you learn enough. In this way, they influence these India during summer and they tend to influence the movement of the southeast trade winds towards India. They allow the southeast trade winds to move towards South India. And the subtropical westerly jet streams allow the western disturbances to move towards the North India. Okay, this is the influence. These jet streams, a kind of winds which blow above 1200 meters, which blows in subtropical from westwards. They allow to move the western disturbances towards North India, and the easterly jet streams blow over peninsular India during summer and they tend to influence the movement of southeast trade winds towards India. They help to move western disturbances as well as southeast trade winds. These both winds to move into the India and to influence them, these jet streams are helping. In this way, different factors influences the climate.